You're on King's News Broom. Indeed, if you're just joining us, it's a reminder that you're in tune to King's News Broom. 45 minutes of the most compelling news stories from Liberia and other parts of the world. Stories topping the news this afternoon. Criminal could seek order from on Foreign Minister D. Maxon Kenya, David and others to immediately remove Senator Bessengar Finley and Tanya McGill Mean as human surety. Judge Joe Biden issued 48 hours ultimatum to effect rearrest and incarceration of the accused former government official. Following Member County Legislative Caucus allegations and mounting public cause, House of Representatives summoned Aslamita Liberia request ANL to present a comprehensive financial report covering the past 5 years' operation its mineral development agreement compliance record. Liberia Council of Churches calls for holistic fight against corruption. LCC Secretary General Reverend Christopher Toole says all accused officials must be treated with equal respect and dignity to ensure justice and fairness. And away from Liberia, Trump says U.S. is not going to sting from Wikileaks persecution. We are taking another break. We'll be back with the voices of the Thanks so much for rejoining us on the news program. Today's development, steel giant ArcelorMittal Liberia is expected to appear before the House of Representatives Joint Committee on Investment and Concession Tuesday, July 1, for formal concession compliance hearing. Nimba County Yantuan, who made the allegation, vowed to lead an uncompromising campaign against AML to ensure the company lives up to its mineral development agreement and remains compliant to its social corporate responsibility. Yeah, now is Senator Yan Tuan.
It is my solemn duty as Senator of the people of Nimba to speak clearly, without fear, about the glaring failure of ArcelorMittal in honoring both the letter and spirit of its obligation. I issue this statement to address critical concerns regarding ArcelorMittal Liberia's failure to comply with key provisions of the amended Mineral Development Agreement of 2007. Since the inception of the NDA, the people of Nimba, especially those directly affected in the directly affected concession area, have waited in vain for meaningful improvement in their lives, while AML has continued its lucrative mining operations and boasting of $1.4 billion infrastructure expansion aimed at upgrading its oil before export, while our people continue to endure substandard living conditions and broken premises. The following are unequivocal breaches of the Mineral Development Agreement and undelivered social corporate responsibility by AML. 1. Failure to improve the lives of people within the concession area. AML has failed to improve the social economic conditions of communities within its operational footprint. Despite being in Nimba for more than 2 decades, the people in and around Ikepa live without basic amenities and face hardship, contradicting the.
He's Senator Yan Tuan of Nimba County. Meanwhile, Nimba County District 7 Representative Musa Hassan Bility publicly backed Senator Yan Tuan's stance against AML and calls on individuals who are members of the caucus to avoid interfering into concern raised by the caucus, which reflect the interests of the locals in Liberia.
Nimba is a free place, it's a free space, but the fight for our people to get what they deserve, nobody in Nimba outside of the legislative caucus, the legitimate representative of the people, can say yes, everything, or of course no, everything is not. When I agree, I'm telling you, Nimba is the most democratic place. We are politically inclined. We can talk. Other people can come here and say Medasti is coming from heaven. They have done everything, but that is their right. What we know is that that deal, we will not accept it unless we are sure it's good for our people. You don't think, but now
He's Representative Musa Hassan Belati of Nimba County. They're speaking. Earlier on, you heard the voice of Senator Yantuan of Nimba County. The Liberia Council of Churches has challenged the Bwaka Kun government to ensure a holistic fight against the acts of corruption and respect every citizen's right regardless of being accused of corruption. Addressing a press conference over the weekend in Monrovia, Reverend Toll noted that nobody rooted in faith, justice, and peace. The council will at all times speak with clarity, care, and conviction.
The Liberal Council of Churches is aware of recent legal actions involving former and current government officials over allegations of corruption and other offenses. As a body rooted in faith, justice, and peace, we should speak with clarity, care, and conviction. We support the government's duty to fight corruption. However, at the same time, we call for this fight to honor the laws of our land and the rights of every citizen. Justice must come at the cost of fairness. Every person is innocent until proven guilty and must be treated with dignity and respect. We appeal to our courts, our lawyers, and our security services to remain neutral, careful, and transparent. Let no one use the law for politics or personal gain. Let every state be guided by truth and guided by what is just and right.
He's Reverend Christopher Toll of the Liberia Council of Churches. They're speaking over the weekend. The Supreme Court of Liberia will on July 1 entertain legal argument into the high-profile corruption case involving former finance minister Samuel Twe and 4 others after 4 months of delay. In 2024, the Liberian government indicted former finance minister Samuel Twe, Councillor Yanti Tuan, former Solicitor General, extended 4, former director of the Financial Intelligence Agency, Mose Cooper, former controller of the Financial Intelligence Agency, and Jefferson Kamo, former national security advisor, for allegedly embezzling over $6 million United States dollars and billions of Liberian dollars. Meanwhile, some lawyers have begun questioning Chief Justice Shannon Yor assignment of Finance Minister Samuel Twe and 4 others corruption case. But Chief Justice Yor has since vowed to hold on to power until the closure of the court at the Supreme Court in August of this year, despite turning age 70 on June 26. She spoke.
Remember, I'll soon be leaving, but I have not left. And be careful if you don't be the one to leave before I do, because I still have that authority to relieve you of your duties. So continue to do what you ought to do, either by the dictates of your office or by the terms of reference of your respective positions within the judiciary. And I would want to say that to you circuit judges and to you magistrates that are in these 3 circuits that are represented here, Cape Mount, Bomi, and Bafulu. I will want to also tell you that until August or thereabout, I am still the Chief Justice. So work the work that you ought to be doing. I tell most people also that some of us, we get so caught up in
The voice of Chief Justice Siana Yale that's speaking. We've halfway past the news. Now it's a reminder. That you are in Total Kings News, 45 minutes of most compelling news stories from Liberia and other parts of the world. Those coming from this afternoon, and from this order to promote Foreign Minister D. Maxwell King really brought the others, usually the groups of the Western Gulf Finland, China and Vietnam, as human shows. Just Joe Biden issued 48 hours up to get rearrested and incarceration accused from a government official. Following Nima County Legislative Caucus allegations, mounting public court, House of Representatives summons aspect the Thailand Liberia. Request A&M present a comprehensive financial report covering the past 5 years of its NDA compliance record. Liberia Conference of the Court for the list of crimes against corruption. LCC Secretary General of Christopher King says all accused officials must be treated with equal respect, dignity, show justice, and fairness. For the view, Trump says the U.S. is not going to spend what the young officials. Another break. To be back with more voices. Thanks so much for rejoining us. Praising Fellowship Liberia currently condemned the increasing waves of mischievous death, including the recent murder of Liberian Canadian woman by unknown men along the Monrovia Robertsfield Highway. The Fellowship Country Director, Reverend Francis Colley, appealed to the Liberian National Police to leave no stone unturned in the investigation processes of the alarming death toll. Please, Francis.
One of our key pillars as President's Fellowship is advocacy for women. We want to make sure that women have access to justice. We want to make sure that women are inclusive in decision making. President Fellowship stands against abuse of women, abuse of girls, and that's why if you look in our one of the programs we call it Breaking the Cycle Project, the scholarship. 60 to 70% of those students are women. And it will surprise you to note that last year the deuce for our program was a woman.
Wow.
A girl. And so this is quite it's not a coincidence, but I think it supports what we are doing and our vision for women. To stand up for the women that are voiceless, to stand up for women who have no place perhaps in society. And just 2 days ago, listening to one of the, media outlets, and I heard about this brutality that took place somewhere around the Robertsfield Highway, if I'm correct, where a woman, a mother, a wife, a nation leader was brutally, cruelly killed by an unknown man. We stand against it. We frown on this. This is complete violation of that woman's rights. And we want indeed ask government, let there be no stone left unturned. We want to see the perpetrated, and even though we're advocating for
the voice of Praising Fellowship Liberia Country Director, Reverend Francis Colley. The Professional Institute of Liberia Studies that studies Leadership Studies Liberia has concluded orientation of cohort 4 of its all-female leadership and governance studies training. Cohort 4 under the theme Empowering Women, Shaping Leadership, Building Inclusive Future for All is part of PIL's Liberia 15 weeks advanced certificate programs that prepares female into acquiring different professional and leadership skills, including communication, good governance, conflict management, project management, among many others. Speaking at the program, Jim Strutter told the gathering that the determinations and knowledge is a key factor to success, adding that it is important that women exercise determination, knowledge, and strive to gain professional skills.
I want to talk to the student. This is LIBA. This is where transformation starts from. When you hear the word LIBA, it's the Liberian Business Association. Business is the way of life. There's nothing you do in life, whether you're a politician, who you are, whether you're a counselor, you do business, so long there's a transaction. So here we learn a lot of different things. So we chose to work with the institution here to make sure we empower women with that knowledge. Most of our women, they are not skillful. Sometimes even the men talking to you start to shed tears. Things that you so express yourself for you to be able to change word for the person to understand what you stand for, so that you get weaker and you drop by the wayside. But we bring you here to breed you, not to say you're going to be there to be disrespectful to somebody, but to be able to look at it right and be able to speak out. So as you are joining us here now to be part of the number, I'm sorry that I did not also say welcome our former president for the past cohort. She is here today with you. And I know she got her vision. I trust her. And she said she will always be with the student when a new cohort come on board, to always give up. But I think they're supposed to put her here to be able to speak to you. But I want to say to you, I want to encourage you while you are.
The voice of the president of the Liberia Business Association and board member of PILS Liberia, Mr. James Chotadel, speaking at the graduation program of the Professional Institute of Leadership Studies, Liberia. To this development, the executive officer of the Cable Consortium has offered to provide 1 month long career training for young adults in the United Methodist Church in August this year. Nathaniel Kelvin made the offer of the 1 month long career training for youth of the United Methodist Church when he was honored and such as Father of the Year by the United Methodist Men Organization of the Monrovia District Conference at a worship service held at the First United Methodist Church in Monrovia on Sunday.
The vision I'm putting to you today is that in the month of August, I'm going to take 22 days in the month of August, and every youth and young adults in the United Methodist Church or outside of the United Methodist Church, we will assemble each day. We will cater to our youth and our young adults. Those 22 days are going to bring devotions, Bible studies, career path, sporting events. We're going to keep our young people, the future of this church, the future of this country. If we don't start to recognize that fact, they will cross the street. Think about it. And when they do, it costs you more to bring them back. I want to challenge all the fathers of this year, and if possible, subsequent years, that we dedicate the August month as mentorship month. I'm trying now to negotiate for J.J. Baba High School, because they're on vacation, for us to have this 22-day program.
He's the chief executive officer at the Cable Consortium, Nathaniel Kelvin, that's speaking when he was honored as Father of the Year at the First United Methodist Church in Monrovia. The Center for Intellectual Opinion has elected new corps of officers to steer the affairs of the organization for the next 2 years. Speaking minutes after the election, the CEO Independence Election Commission Chairman Sylvester Nunn named Mohammed Douglas National Chairman-elect, Cross Tamba Co-Chairman-elect, and Gabriel Slubber Secretary General-elect.
For the treasurer, we have a new candidate who went uncontested, and she is Amelia and Bennett, treasurer-elect. For the financial secretary, we had Ms. Aminata Tikay, who also went uncontested. She is now the financial secretary-elect. For the assistant secretary position, we have two candidates that contested. The total vote cast was 365. 30 invalid votes and 352 valid votes. Mohammed Kenneth, 156 votes. Alhaji El Sewa, 196 votes, which makes Alhaji Sewa the winner for the position of assistant secretary. So Alhaji Sewa now is the assistant secretary elect. For the secretary position, we have three persons that contested: 365 votes cast, 12 invalid votes, 353 valid votes. Of the three candidates, Abraham Titia, 64. 64. Aliyu V. Kamara, 94. Gabriel P. Slubber, 195 votes. Gabriel Slubber is now pronounced as the Secretary General elect. The board chairman. For the board chairman position, we had three persons that contested. We have a total vote cast 365, 11 invalid votes, 354 valid votes. Of the three candidates, Walter Blamo, 75, Ishmael J. Delani, 79, Chris Stammer, 200 votes. It is my PC honor that I announce to you that Chris Stammer is now the board chairman elect. The chairmanship, the total vote, we had 366, one discarded, 2 invalid votes, 364 votes cast, valid vote. Mohammed S. Kamara, 87. NDP Famula, 24. Oliver Nana Bagopapa Tangua, 89. Mohammed S. Duje, 164 votes. Mohammed S. Duje is now
The voice of CEO Independent Election Commission Chairperson Sylvester now they're announcing the result minutes after the election was conducted. The African Media Network, in collaboration with the Association of Like-Minded Women Network, has called on the Liberian Anti-Corruption Commission to investigate the outgoing management team at the Liberia Agriculture, Commodity and Regulatory Authority in order to ascertain the reasons behind the suspension by President Bouaka. Addressing a press conference in Monrovia, Grendo pointed out that the speed investigation by the LACC needs has to clear the names and determine if they embezzled any funds from the entity. Here now is the voice of Prince.
We have gathered here today to address the recent developments surrounding the Liberia Agriculture, Commodity, Regulatory Authority and its Director General, Mr. Christopher D. Sankolo, as well as his Deputy Director General for Administration and Finance, Mr. Chie D. Gali. I'm there in collaboration with the Association of Like-Minded Women Network of Liberia, expresses strong concern over the suspension of Mr. Christopher Sankolo, Director General of the Liberia Agriculture Commodity Regulatory Authority, LACRA for short, on allegation of financial irregularity. As many of you are aware, including you members of the press, President Joseph Bouaka Sr. earlier this month awarded LACRA 2 distinct certificates, barely 3 weeks after the award. Especially in this light, we note that this suspension was enacted without a credible audit report. We consider it as very harsh and the action was very excessive. We urge the Liberia.
The African Media Network Executive Director, Prince Grendo, they're addressing a press conference in Monrovia over the weekend. The Director of Communication at the National Food Assistance Agency, Webster Yan, is calling on parents to double up their roles in the upbringing of their children, stating that there are a lot of things resulting children to go astray. Young made a session when he delivered the keynote speech marking the graduation and closing program of the Mary Tia Elementary and Junior High School in Town in Batonsville during the weekend.
We all have a role to play in the education of our children. Just as how we expect our students to come out with flying colors to make us proud, we ourselves owe it to ourselves to play our part. All that is displayed here today before our eyes is a feedback that we should get, and then we put in corrective measures if there's anything that we're not satisfied with. And for the future to make something good for our schoolboy children, we have to play our role. The parents, those of us parents, we know that
Assistant Agency Webster Young, they're speaking when he served as keynote speaker at the Mary Tia Elementary and Junior High School in Batonsville. Away from Liberia now, Israel main opposition leader Yain Lapid criticized Trump's statement, saying he should not interfere in the legal process of an independent state. The BBC reported Trump said he tried to complete negotiations with both Iran and Hamas. The United States targeted Sarah's nuclear site in Iran after Israel launched a air war on June 13. Tension erupted between the Philippines nations. Hamas attacked Israel and Gaza on October 7, 2023. They still holding hostages while it reached strike on the trip for nearly 2 years. It was the United States of America that saved Israel, and now it is going to be the United States of America that saves Libya. Trump said in a separate post earlier in the week. This tradition of justice cannot be enough. President Trump said. Well, from the foreign scene, this is how left broadcast is on. Long-time recent tweets used before journalism. We are supposed to follow. Criminal could see order former foreign minister D. Marks for Kenya, in order to immediately remove Senator Bessegar King. Tanya McGill made in the show. Judge Joe Biden issued 48 hours ultimatum to effect the rearrest and incarceration of accused former government officials. Following Greenback County allegations and mounting public court, House of Representatives summoned Anthony Liberia request AML to present a comprehensive financial report covering the past 5 years. Operation against Media Development Compliance record. Liberia Council project calls for the listed fight against corruption. LCC Secretary General Reverend Christopher Toole says all accused officials must be treated with equal respect, dignity, to show justice and fairness. Liberia Trump says the U.S. is not going to stand for Netanyahu persecution. Militants, one of our reporters, are responded against people without committing his long-term useful sources. So Andy Black News Bulletin. General Casino Falcon 2 able to make the sound. We have the entire news team. Let's go to the sound. Thanks so much for watching. Listen. Good afternoon.
Take the head of football teams and not the head of football teams. Take the head of foot.
You want music? Now on Kings 88.5 FM.